Okay, hello everyone. This is Victor Momo from Excel Moments, and in this video, I want to show how to select what accounts to use in sending your Outlook appointments invite from Excel VBA. Okay, I have created a video on my channel where I talk about how to create multiple Outlook appointments or Outlook meetings, from Excel VBA. But the question has always arisen as to how do I choose what account to send this via? Because I have a shared account, I have a personal account. That's what we want to address in this video. Okay, let me just pull up Outlook here. In my case, you can see that I have two accounts set up, a Gmail and a Yahoo, right? So when I do send meeting invites, which of them does it use? It does have a default, but how can I determine which one I want it to use? Okay, all right. So I would go over to VBA, enough of talk. All right, so this is the primary code I use. If you watch my video on creating multiple Outlook appointments via Excel VBA, which I will link down below, you would see this code, which just loops through this data from row to row and creates an Outlook appointment based on the details on each of those rows. That's simply what it does. Okay, so I won't talk much about that here. And then instead of sending, I'm doing dot display just so that I don't get to send every time I do a test or a demo, right? So now to the business of the day, accounts. Let me create a new model word. I just could just do it here. I could just do it here. But I have the bad habit. Let me create a new model. Apologize. Alt I M. So let me say show accounts. Okay. I have added a reference to the Outlook object tools and references. You can see there's a reference to the Outlook object. So I can do things like Outlook.application. That's why it works. If you try it on yours, it may not work, but you just know that you need to add a reference to the Outlook object. So what we're going to do is I just want to display, the number of accounts I have in terms of the count. So I will do a message box here and I would say Outlook, okay, dot application. This is like just Outlook in itself, dot session. So in the Outlook session, the accounts that are in that session, how many are there? So this is pretty much, if read from right to left, count the number of accounts in the Outlook session, okay? And then you could use debug.print here too, but let's use message box. So it tells me there are two of them, which of course are the Yahoo and the Gmail you have set up. So what I want to do now is loop through and display those accounts. Okay, so I'm going to just create a variable called I, which I will use to loop. Okay, so I'll take out the message box portion and I will just do here for, so I'll do for I equals to 1 to this. Okay, so that's like saying for I equals to 1 to 2 now because I know it's 2. I do next I. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same message box and I would take this portion, right? But rather than doing dot count, what I will do is within the accounts, object here, you can say accounts into bracket 1, that will give you the first, account into bracket 2, that will give you the second. But since we have the variable I here, which will loop through, we can just do I. So when I is 1, it will give you the first account, the second account, and so on. So let's play. Um, so, okay, that's the Gmail. And then that's the Yahoo, right? So we have that. So that's how you get, the accounts you have set up in Outlook. Once you know that, you can go back to your primary code for creating the meeting invites, and then you're going to use a property called send using account, and we can include that in there. So let's go back to our primary code. Okay, so let's say this is the code here. Okay, so what we would just do is we will add a property in here, which is send. You can see using account, right? So now, when you send using account, you can't just type the name of the account and put it in text, like because you know the email address, it doesn't work that way. So you still have to link it through, your outlook.session.account and so on. So what I will do here in this case is let me just use the index in this case. I already have a variable here called out app. That's my own Outlook application. So what I'm going to do here is I will just say out app. So that's my Outlook.session.accounts. And in this case, let me say I use 1, okay, for that. So if I say 1, then let me just play. You would see it creates all those invites, and you can see it's using the Gmail here. Yeah, quite a number, but I'm going to just discard all of them. That's going to take me a few seconds. Okay, so you can see all of them are using the Gmail, and the moment I use two here, okay, then now they will use the Yahoo. Okay, so you can see it's Yahoo now this time. All right, so that's how you do it, but that's maybe not too spicy. What you may want to do is, okay, what if you had a situation where you wanted to send a lot of emails? I'm only using four in this case, and I'll keep it at that. Where you want them, maybe two of them to be sent with a certain account, and the other two to be sent, with another account. Okay, so let's get into the spreadsheet and see this done. Okay, so I'm going to in here include the names of those accounts. So the first and the fourth, I would use the say Gmail here. Okay, and then second and third, I use ooh right. Good. So let's go back into VBA. So what we're going to do is I'm going to comment out this line now. This may not be best coding practice, but well, I'll just show you how to set it up in here, and I'll declare a variable, assign it, to an account, and then we'll move from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to declare a variable. I just call it maybe account used. I would declare it as an account. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to set that account to be equals to, these names in here. What you realize is that if you just point to the names that way, it wouldn't work. You have to create an account based on these names, and you must get the names right too. And I think my test also shows that, the names are case sensitive. Again, if you don't know, the exact emails in that sense, if you use numbers 1, 2, 1, 2, you can easily point from your code to 1 to 2, and it will pick, the account associated with, those numbers. Okay, so but in this case, I'm doing it in the way of actually pointing, to the email and then creating the account from that. Of course, the account already exists in Outlook. That's why it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now set this variable account used, okay, to be equals to, in this case, my Outlook application, you already know is out app. So out app, then dot session dot accounts, okay, and then in here I will then put whatever I have in that cell. This is column G, okay, so and this is on the setup sheet, which I have called setup sht. That's the variable. So I would say setup sht. That's my setup sheet dot range, and I would go to the G column and I would say G and I. I is my variable that looks from row to row. So G2, G3, G4. I will just say dot value. Okay. So more or less create an account using that email address in there. But like I said, um, it works because those accounts already exist and I know that, right? And they're already set up in Outlook. So if you don't know and you just want to use 1, 2, you can of course use that, but you can also use the names, but you have to use the names exactly. So once you have this, I will then come here and say send using account, and I will be pointing at this account used now. Okay, so the account used would be for the first person Gmail, the next one Yahoo Gmail, and that's it. So let's run this. Just do play. Okay, 3 and 4. Let's see. So the fourth one should be Gmail, correct? The ones in between should be Yahoo. Okay, and then this one Yahoo, and the first one obviously Gmail. All right, and the first one, Gmail. So that's even taking it a step further. So it's not enough to even know, okay, I can use account one, account two. If you know the names of those accounts, you can just put them in the cell already, and then Outlook can help you send those meeting invites, and they will come from different accounts. That's of course when you've set up those accounts in Outlook, and maybe you have a shared mailbox, you have your regular mailbox and some other mailboxes, and that's how you get it done. So I hope this has given you an idea on how to switch your accounts and decide which accounts you want to create the invite via, send the invite via. Okay, so I hope you like this video and the other videos in the I would say Outlook VBA Excel series. So if you do, please hit the like button. Also subscribe and turn on the notification so that as I, of course, create more amazing content like this, you wouldn't be left out. So for now, I would say I'm out.